You face a question almost every single day, debit or credit. And believe it or not, choosing the right card at the right time is a simple habit, but it can make a huge difference in your financial life, especially when you're building a new one right here in Canada.
Yep, that's the choice, isn't it? You're at the checkout, you pull out your wallet, and you have to decide. Sometimes you probably don't even think about it. But choosing the right card, that can have a massive impact on your financial health. So let's figure this out together.
Okay, first things first, let's bust a really common myth. A lot of people, especially newcomers, think that debit cards are the only safe choice, and that credit cards are just a trap. But the truth is, they're not good or bad. They're just different tools for different jobs. Let me show you what I mean.
All right, so let's start with the one we're all familiar with, the debit card. The most important thing to remember here is that it's a direct line to your own money.
It's really simple and straightforward. When you tap or swipe your debit card, that money comes straight out of your bank account, right then and there. There's no borrowing involved. It's just you spending the money you already have.
So, when should you reach for that debit card? Well, it's perfect for pulling cash out of an ATM. It's also great for paying those fixed, predictable bills, like your rent or utilities. And it's your best friend if you're on a really strict budget and you want to make absolutely sure you don't overspend.
But, and this is a big but, there's a catch with debit. If you only use your debit card, you're not building a credit history. And in Canada, you absolutely need a credit history for things like getting a car loan or a mortgage down the road. Plus, it actually offers less fraud protection, and you could get hit with some pretty expensive overdraft fees if you're not watching your balance closely.
Okay, now let's talk about the credit card. The whole mindset here needs to shift a little bit, from spending your own money to borrowing money responsibly.
So when you use a credit card, you're basically taking out a tiny, short-term loan from the bank just for that one purchase. You buy something now, and then at the end of the month, the bank sends you a bill that you have to pay back.
And this is where credit cards are incredibly powerful. When you use them correctly, they are the single best tool for building your Canadian credit score. You also get fantastic fraud protection. Remember, it's the bank's money on the line, not yours. And of course, there are the rewards, things like cashback or travel points, which are a nice little bonus.
Now, this is probably the most important slide of this entire explainer, so listen closely. To get all those amazing benefits, you have to follow two simple rules. Rule 1, try to keep your balance below 30% of your total credit limit. So if your limit is $1,000, you want to keep your balance under $300. And Rule 2, this one is non-negotiable. You must pay the full balance on time every single month. This proves to the banks that you're a responsible borrower.
Okay, so we've got the basics down for each card. Now let's put them right next to each other. This is where their different roles are going to become perfectly clear.
See, these cards have completely different jobs. With your debit card, you're using your own money to control your spending right now. But with your credit card, you're borrowing money to build trust for the future. You can even think of it like this. Your debit card protects your cash today, while your credit card protects your financial future. If you only remember one thing from our chat today, let it be this. Debit is your tool for managing the money you have in your account right now. Credit is your tool for proving to lenders that you can be trusted with money tomorrow.
So how do you actually put this into practice in your daily life? Let's break it down into a really simple guide so you're never standing at the checkout feeling confused again.
Here's your practical cheat sheet. Pull out your debit card when you need cash, when you're paying those fixed monthly bills, or anytime you want absolutely zero risk of borrowing. Now use your credit card for your planned everyday spending like groceries and gas, and especially when you're shopping online, because that fraud protection is so important. This is exactly how you build credit safely and without stress.
Building good credit is just a simple three-step habit. It's a rhythm. First, you plan your purchases for the week or month. Second, you use your credit card only for those planned items. And third, when the bill arrives, you pay it all off, in full. That's it. You just repeat that cycle every month, and you'll be well on your way to a really strong financial future.
Now that we know what to do, let's just quickly touch on what not to do. Avoiding these common mistakes is just as important as building those good habits.
So here are 3 common traps I see all the time. First, don't just use your debit card for everything. You will never build a credit score that way. Second, please never treat your credit card like it's free money. It isn't. And finally, try your absolute best to avoid carrying a balance from one month to the next. The interest charges can be really, really high.
Let's end this with a little shift in perspective. It's so easy to see these two cards as enemies, like you have to pick a side. But they're not. They are two different,
equally valuable tools in your financial toolkit.
When you finally understand their unique jobs, they become a team. Your debit card keeps you grounded and on budget today, while your credit card helps you build a bigger, better future. Mastering both of these is a huge step toward building a strong financial foundation here in Canada.
In our next explainer, we're going to dive into the world of Canadian bank fees so you can see what's normal and what might be quietly draining money from your account. Make sure to follow so you don't miss that one. Thanks for your time today.